Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are celebrating me reaching 300 subscribers with a Q&A. I'm so excited. I don't know, I've had some really good questions come in through Twitter. If you want to be a part of future videos or just connect with me more, then I'll leave my Twitter down below for you guys. But I'm very active on there. I post silly photos, silly videos, all my random thoughts and feelings. So if you want to join me on the Twitter community, then I'll leave that link down below. We are here with my 300 subscriber Q&A, so without further ado, I'll jump into the first question. I just want to say an absolutely massive thank you for helping me reach this crazy milestone that is 300 subscribers. I know it's small compared to some booktubers and some YouTubers in general, but for me, it just means the absolute world for people to even follow me and want to watch me and listen to me ramble about books. And even more so, people actually want to ask me questions and have them answered. So I just feel very loved and appreciated and all the happy thoughts right now. So yeah, right, without that ramble, let's jump in to the first question. The first question comes from Lou Reading Things, which is, what book made you cry like a baby? I think I mentioned this in my booktube newbie tag, which even now I cringe back watching. It's horrendous and it was only a few months ago. I don't tend to cry while reading books. The only book I ever remember crying at and having to actually stop reading and like take a break and wipe my tears away is Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. I absolutely adore this series. It's one of my favourite contemporary series of all time. And I binged this series pretty quickly, and I think because I felt so attached to the characters and I read the books in such a short spaced amount of time, I wasn't ready to say goodbye to them yet. And the ending of this book completely broke me, and it's the only book I ever remember properly crying at. It might not be the most literary fiction book on the world, but this series means a lot to me, and yeah. So thank you, Lou, for that question. The next question comes from Sam, and she said, if you could only read one genre for an entire year, which would you choose and why? If you are one of the first ever subscribers that I got on this channel, you will probably think I would say contemporary, but at the minute that genre isn't doing much for me whatsoever. But I think because it is like my trusty genre to get me out of reading slumps, to make me feel happy, distract me, allow me to escape the world, I think I would have to say YA contemporary, even if at the minute the YA contemporaries I'm reading aren't 5 stars for me. They're very mediocre at the minute, but that's a different story. I definitely think it would be contemporary. Thank you, Sam, for that question. And then Holly from Spoopy Holes asked me what made you want to start a booktube channel. And to be honest, it's really crazy. This question comes up on the booktube newbie tag, but because it was like my first ever video, I was very shy and I didn't really reveal much about myself. But now I feel comfortable telling you that I actually tried vlogging my reading experience of reading The Toll by Neil Shusterman, which is the third and final book in the Arc of Scythe series, way before I started the channel, because I read that book back in April. And I think I was like test running the waters and seeing kind of how I felt filming myself and stuff. And also I wanted to have a reaction to a thing in the plot that I knew was going to happen. I wanted my reaction on camera. And it got me realising that I actually enjoyed talking to a camera. So then I started thinking maybe I should start a booktube channel, and then I did. The reason is because I love talking about books. I just love talking in general, and a lot of people who know me know that for sure. I don't actually know anyone in my real life who is committed and as obsessed with books as me, so I just wanted to find more people out there, and I've been part of the community for a very long time, since like 2014, and I thought it was time to like come in front of the camera and finally do a channel for myself. I have no regrets whatsoever. It's one of the best decisions I've made this year. I absolutely love it. I love filming, I love editing. It's so much fun and I absolutely love it, and I love talking to people, finding new book recommendations. It's just the best thing. If you want to start a booktube channel yourself, just go for it, take the plunge. You won't regret it. So thank you, Holly, for that question. That was a ramble and a half. And then Naomi from Naomi Reads asked me, what are your favourite bookish tropes and which tropes can you not stand? And I think I am with the majority here. With a book trope that I don't stand is miscommunication. and knowing full well that's what you're doing and you're not talking about it. I don't like that. Tropes I do love that I recently actually realised is bucket list books. I love books where characters create lists and try and like tick them off throughout the story. I absolutely love those. But other than that, I don't know if it's a trope or not, but adult fiction where you just follow someone's life and there's no direct plot or massive story arc, it's just a time capsule of their life. I absolutely love it. Some really good examples are The House of New Beginnings by Lucy Diamond, which I might as well hold the book up. This one is a great trope for that sort of, if you're looking for just a general plot that follows three amazing characters on their self-discovery journey, I guess that's what you could call it. Another one that I like, Marion Keyes books, her recent books are all that sort of trope that I love. You just follow people on their everyday lives, hit loads of different topics but have no story arc really. So yeah, Marion Keyes and Lucy Diamond are very good for that sort of story and I absolutely love them. Thanks Naomi for that question. Guys, I am absolutely loving this. This is so fun. I want to do more Q&As. And then Alex over at Alex Inc. He asked, which Disney character do you identify with the most? And this is obviously a non-bookish question, but a very, very me question. And it was a hard one. I think as a book person, I instantly think of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, obviously because she reads a lot. But other than that, I don't really share any interests or characteristics with Belle. I always used to say that was the princess that I would be when I was younger. My favourite character is Stitch, but I don't relate to him whatsoever, seeing as he's a monster and I kind of see myself as quite kind. To be honest, I think I have to say Winnie the Pooh, not only because he's like my OG original favourite character that I've like grown up with, but he has some brilliant quotes, especially in his most recent live action film, where it's like, nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. That's one of my favourite quotes of all time. He's so funny, he eats a lot, he's so chilled, he's a pretty stupid bear in the most cute way possible. It's just, yeah, I think Winnie the Pooh. And then he asked another question, which are, what is the books that got you back into reading? I never really had phases where I read and then had years apart and then rediscovered reading. I just discovered reading in 2014 and I haven't stopped since. So the books that got me into reading was Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher and Angels by Marion Keyes. I have a whole vlog of me rereading the books that got me into reading, so I'll link that up above, self-promo. That's kind of a tricky answer. And then the last question Alex asked was, there is a crisis and you can only save 5 books from your shelves. Which do you choose? And as soon as he sent that one in, I was panicking, but I think I have narrowed it down to 5. Okay, I have all the books with me. I'm not gonna talk about them in much depth, I'm just gonna kind of go through them. Relating to the Disney question Alex asked, I would be saving Winnie the Pooh, obviously, for personal sentimental reasons. This is a stunning edition of Winnie the Pooh that my boyfriend got me for Valentine's Day one year. I think the first year we were dating. I think he was trying to get in my good books. He got me this Folio Society edition of Winnie the Pooh and it's absolutely stunning. This is the slipcase, this is the hardback. So yeah, I'll definitely be saving this just because of Winnie the Pooh meaning so much to me and the fact that this is such a stunning edition. The next book I would save just for if I wanted to like reread a favourite book is Thunderhead by Neil Schussman. This is the second book in the Ark of Scythe series, one of my favourite series of all time, and this is my favourite book in the series. I think I'll just save it just so I could keep rereading it because it's amazing. The next book I would save, I thought I'd try and be a bit diverse in the ones that I was saving, so I had like different books for different moods. And that's All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, one of my favourite books of the year. This is a non-fiction memoir, a black queer boy growing up in America and trying to figure out life, basically. So incredible, so impactful, so amazing. I have to save this. This was like the first book I thought of. The next book I would save, of course, is Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. This book means the absolute world to me. It obviously got me into reading in the first place. And I met her a couple of years ago and this book is actually signed by her, personalised to me. So it just means a lot, and this is obviously the book that got me into reading. It's one of my favourite books of all time. It's one of my favourite contemporaries, and I could just keep rereading it. I've read it like 3 or 4 times now, and it never gets old, so I'll definitely save this one. And then the last book I would save is one I don't actually talk about on my channel whatsoever, because I feel like I've spoken about all those on my channel before. It is War Horse by Michael Morpurgo. I absolutely love this book, but I love this book because I love the play that was in London a few years back. It ran for quite a long time, and I saw it about 6 or 7 times. It's such an incredible play. And then I read the book, and I loved the book as well. And then I got this edition, which is illustrated. It's the illustrated edition of War Horse, and it has some like stunning pages in it. And the hardcover, not only is the front cover, like the dust jacket, stunning, it is the hardback. It's one of my most prized possessions. Not only because it's pretty, but it's his first edition, and me and my boyfriend one night were like, let's see how many books Rachel has that are first editions. And the last book I thought I was going to have a first edition of was this one, but I do. So this one means the absolute world to me as well. So yeah, those are the 5 books I would save. That was also enough of a massive ramble, but yeah, that's the last question Alex asked me. The next question comes from Jordan, and she said, if your life story became a book, which author would you want to write it? And if it became a movie, which actor would you want to play you? If I had an author write my book, because it's obviously my life is a contemporary, I wish it was some sort of other story, but it isn't. It's a standard life. Obviously I've gone through a lot, and I think I'd have to pick one of my favourite contemporary writers, and I kind of narrowed it down to 2, and I can't pick between them. It would either be Giovanna Fletcher or Lindsay Kelk. Lindsay Kelk would take a more humorous approach because she does have some very good wit and banter about her writing, whereas I feel like Giovanna would make it more of a moving, sentimental story. And because I've had a kidney transplant and I've had quite an emotional roller coaster in that aspect of my life, I think I might go with Giovanna Fletcher. So yeah, that's the author I would want to write my book. Actor-wise, if you've seen my 25 non-bookish facts about me, this was a very easy answer, and that's Jennifer Aniston. She played Rachel in Friends. I'm called Rachel. She's one of my favourite actors. Yeah, it was easy. Jennifer Aniston, hand down, all the way. And then the next question I got from Janet over at Damn It Janet. She asked 2 questions. Her first one was, what kind of genre is out of your reading comfort zone, and is there a book in that genre you're desperate to read? Yes, I think my second favourite genre is like fantasy or sci-fi or dystopian. A mix of all 3. And I actually recently picked up some books. They will be in my reading vlog coming soon. And I recently got Illuminate, and I'm really excited to get to Illuminate. I also love middle grade, and there's a lot of middle grade books I want to get to too. This is a tough question, but I think I would say, I think I would say sci-fi and go with Illuminate. And then her second question is, if you were to write your own book, what would the story be about? And being a major contemporary writer, I would obviously write in contemporary genre. And I would take life experiences that I've had and create a story that I've never read about before, and that is chronic kidney disease. I know obviously chronic illness is represented in fiction, but I've never read anything that is directly my illness, and I would love to have that representation for other people younger than me to know that it's going to be okay, sort of stuff. I don't know if it'd be non-fiction. I think it might be fiction but based on real events. So yeah, I definitely would write that. To be honest, I've tried writing it before. I'm not like a writer, but I do enjoy writing, and I've written about a chapter of that book. It's never going to see the light of day, but I was having some emotions one day, and I just started typing away, and it came up to a chapter / short story. That would be the book topic I kind of focus around, and it would kind of just be about a teenage girl kind of living her life with a chronic illness. The last couple of questions I have to answer is from Nana, and she asked, if you were hired by Disney Corp for a month, what would you do? And this was such a good question because obviously Disney is a part of me, and I have worked in Disney World last summer. I've technically already worked for the Walt Disney World Company, but if it was a job based in office and in London, not in a theme park, it would definitely be graphic design, just because that's what I'm skilled at, that's where my skill assets are, that's what I have a degree in. I would absolutely love creating products or POS or like online marketing or anything sort of like that for Disney, that would be a dream come true, and that used to be one of my dream jobs. And then the last question is from this literally made me fangirl, I'm not gonna lie, from Emily, who is over at A Little Writer M. Literally so happy. She is one of my favorite booktubers and I've been following her for quite a while now, and then all of a sudden she like watched one of my videos, followed me on Twitter, and I was like literally fangirling, and then she asked some questions for this Q&A. So yeah, I'm very excited to answer these ones. She asked, what is your favourite cozy reading drink? And for me that is definitely green tea. I love cuddling up with a blanket and a cup of tea and reading a book in the evenings especially, or in the mornings actually, because green tea wakes me up because it has caffeine in it, so combining that with reading in the morning actually works really well. Or good, if it's Christmassy time, a really good hot chocolate also does the trick. But yeah, green tea or hot chocolate, but more likely green tea because I don't tend to drink hot chocolate too often, but that would be like a treat around Christmas time. But yeah, green tea. And then she also asked, so this will be the last question in this video, what is at the top of your reread list? One of them I've already spoken about, and it's in my September TBR, and that is All Boys Aren't Blue. I'm planning on rereading this month to tab it up and annotate it because I absolutely loved it. Also on my reread list is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Also want to read Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid, just because I enjoyed it the first time, but I feel like I'll get so much more out of it the second time round. And I think those are the top books on my reread. But that's the end of the video. If you've asked a question, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I hope they were good answers. I really did try. Once again, thank you so much for 300 subscribers. Here's to the next 100. If you have any more questions you want to ask me, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always love chatting to you guys, books or non-book related. And I guess I'll see you in my next video. Hi guys, me again, if you're not bored of me already. I actually completely forgot. I said to myself in my head before I started filming to make sure to not forget at this point, and I'm actually hosting a giveaway to celebrate reaching 300 subscribers. So if you want to be in the chance to win a book of your choice from Book Depository, then I'll leave all the details you'll need to know about in the description below. I'm gonna have a tweet pinned on my profile that is dedicated to the 300 subscriber giveaway. You'll have to like the tweet, retweet the tweet, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my channel, and make sure that the Book Depository ships to your country. But that's all you need to do to be in a chance of winning a book of your choice. So yeah, if you like what you saw and like what you heard, please give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.